So my name's Mark Gleeson. I am a physical therapist and I'm a coach in the country of Ireland. So the year is 2020. We are in a pandemic and Ireland has some of the strictest regulations in Europe. So what I am going to do in today's video, I am basically going to outline the top 5 reasons why I believe you should move to Sweden and the reasons why I am moving to Sweden. Is the 17th of October 2020 and we are right bang in the middle of a global lockdown. Now in Ireland where I live, the restrictions have really hit my industry pretty damn hard. So as you can see, we have tape on the floor so we can separate people. This is more back for a couple of weeks ago when we were allowed to do classes. So as is from 2 days ago, we now no longer can do indoor training. I can only do personal training on a one-on-one basis, which it suits me because that's basically what I did anyway. But unfortunately for a lot of guys and a lot of gals out there who run a lot of fitness classes, their income has now completely stopped and they are relying on the government. But I cannot go to my friend's house, my friend cannot come to my house, we cannot socially interact. Every bar is shut, every restaurant is shut, every retailer is going to be shut down soon. I am seeing businesses closing left, right and centre. This is really worrying me, okay? So to quit rambling, I am going to basically move to Sweden. Yes, this is a big change for me. I have never left this country in 12 years, so I'm 28. I went on holidays when I was 16 to Lanzarote with my parents, and yeah, I haven't left the country since. I'm a real humbug. So I am really going to document my experiences going to Sweden. I have done a lot of research in Sweden. I found a really great channel on YouTube called Stefan Tyrone. He basically done exactly what I want to do. He got his education in the US, he moved to Sweden, he struggled, he made it, and now he basically lives in Sweden. The top 5 reasons why you should also move to Sweden. Number 1, Sweden's approach to coronavirus. So the Sweden approach to the coronavirus is a very well thought out method, I believe. Their leading epidemiologist, he basically has based everything on science and data, okay? As you really should. In our country, it seems that they're basing everything on political motives and emotions, which I don't believe is the right way to do it. Our country wants 0 cases to go back to normal. I don't think that's ever going to happen. We have vaccines for influenza and they're still influenza. We have vaccines for lots of different illnesses and the illnesses are still there. Coronavirus is not going to die. It is not going to disappear. We need to live with it. Number 2, Swedish culture. Wow, the more I look into Sweden, the more I love their culture. They are the most stylish people I've ever met, even though I haven't even met any. But just from watching interviews from Swedish people and walkthroughs on YouTube on Sweden, it just looks like such a different culture. In Ireland, this is what we wear every day. Tracksuits, runners. Luckily in my industry, this is my uniform, so I can get away with it. But you go into any shop, everyone's wearing joggers, sneakers, hoodies. No one really gives a damn about what they're wearing until they go to the pub. Number 3, dating. So the dating culture in Ireland is a weird one, okay? It revolves around alcohol. Now I know a lot of countries do actually revolve around alcohol as an agent to loosen up and to be more flirtatious. But in Ireland, dating is weird, guys. It so revolves around like living in the pub or living in the club. And unfortunately, the pubs have closed. The nightclubs have closed and there is no sign of them opening again. We literally had them open for 2 weeks, the pubs, and then they reshut them again. So not much dating prospects in Ireland. Sweden is a lot more socialist than most other countries. In Ireland, and especially in countries in the West, we are very, very driven by capitalism. Basically what that means is everyone wants to make as much money as possible, and it's the more money you make, the better you are as a person. It's all about status over here, and that is really not who I am. I really don't care for material things too much. I love developing skills and hobbies. I'm a musician, I'm an athlete, I do a lot of different things, but status and wealth is not one of my drivers for happiness. I'm actually making quite a good bit of money now, as in my one-on-one company, because all the gyms have shut, so I can still do one-on-one training in my gym that I rent here in Ireland. So money is an important driver for me. I love the way that in Sweden there is such an emphasis put on the welfare of the society. So there's great benefits. There's free healthcare for Swedish residents, free schooling. There's just a lot of perks and a lot of benefits for Sweden. Now, you do have to pay a lot more taxes. I believe it's a 30% tax bracket in Sweden. Ireland, we're not that far behind that, and we don't really get that much benefits. We really have to jump through the ringer to get any kind of benefits from the government. So the most important thing, number 5, is the weather. I like the cold and I like the heat. In Ireland, we get the wet and we get the heat, okay? So we do get cold weather, but we never get snow. It's very rare. It's always very slushy, it's very wet, it's very miserable, very windy. I've had enough of it. The sunshine is quite nice. When the sun is shining, it's probably the most beautiful country in the world, but that's too rare. And if you work a job, chances are you will not get to experience that heat because you're working. Now in Sweden, they have vastly contrasting weather. So in the winter, can get to -4, and then in the summers it can get to 30 degrees plus. They also have seriously long summer days. So let's say the sun could rise at 3 a.m. and it might not set till 10:30 or 10:30 p.m. That sounds really cool. I love outdoor adventures. I love hiking, I love climbing, I love training outside, and I love the wilderness. And the Swedish wilderness is beautiful. They have bears, they have moose, they have so many unique animals. In Ireland we have foxes, badgers and sheep. That's it. That is Ireland for you. So yeah, that's the top 5 reasons, guys, why I am moving to Sweden and why I want to move, and why I believe you should also move to Sweden in 2020. If not 2020, early 21. I advise getting it done quick, guys, before it's too late. Countries in Europe, they're getting stricter and stricter with these regulations and lockdowns, and I do believe it's only going to get worse, just based on their method of dealing with it and calculating numbers. I have been researching this for a long time. I am nervous, I'm scared, but you know what? I know a lot of people out there are in the same boat as me. They're feeling trapped by their governments, they're trapped by their country's restrictions, and maybe you just want to start a different life in a different country like me. So, I hope you liked the video. Stay tuned.